Good evening, and welcome to Diva Talks Live. I am your host, the Diva. And before we get started and I introduce my guests, I need to apologize because I told you guys we were coming on at 7. I forgot we were starting at 7:15 tonight, so I just wanted to apologize for that. But today, my special guest is none other than Mr. Phil Davis Sr. Hey, Phil.
Hey, Diva, how are you?
I am great. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
Awesome. So are we getting Phil today? Are we getting Felipe? Who are we getting today?
It changes from day to day. So right now it's Phil. You got Phil for the moment. You might switch up as the interview goes on, depending on what you ask. So.
Well, I know that because you are one of the best actors in the city of Buffalo, and I know that because you taught me a lot, but we'll get into that. Phil, so tell us a little bit about your family for those who don't know who Mr. Phil Davis Sr. is.
Yes. So I born and raised in Buffalo, New York. I have a lovely wife, Miss Tara Stevens Davis. I have four lovely children, EJ, Nene, Phil Jr., and David. And I'm Aletha and Jimmy Davis's boy and brother Jimmy. And just, I love all my family, man. And, just happy to be here. I've been doing theater, film, and what have you now going on 17 years. So that time went by pretty quick. And, have my own theater company, film company, all that stuff. So I'm sure you get to that. But
yes.
A little bit about me. I'm a fun-loving person. I love to make people laugh, and I love to laugh.
Well, for those who don't know, Phil and I, we went to the same church, Humboldt Parkway Baptist Church, and that's where I met Phil. And back in 2007, Phil started a play, and he had asked me to do a very, very, when I say small part in the play, I was super excited. I did this very, very small part, but as we were going, it was, 4 or 5 different parts that you had me. Talk about the play. The Call, because that was one of your biggest plays, and I was so happy to be a part of it. So let's hear what's going on with The Call.
Yeah, so The Call, we did that play back in '07, and kind of long story short, it came about because I was doing plays, and I didn't see a lot of roles for people my age at the time, and so I wrote a story based on a monologue based on me and my ex-girlfriend's relationship. We were best friends, trying to do the friends with benefit thing for a while. And then I wrote a comedic monologue, how would I act if I really wanted to be with her and all that. So a whole lot of jokes, and it was just a lot of fun, man. And I had all my friends in it. And I mean, people I knew and loved, whether they did theater or not, I was like, I want y'all to be a part of this. So it was a big movement, man. I had 2 sold-out shows, March 9th, March 11th. I also was able to take that play to North Carolina Theater Festival. They did a stage reading for it out there, so I was able to hear my play read. Had different actors play different parts, people that were in Hollywood and stuff like that doing the parts, so that was really big for me. And then we remounted it in 2012. That time, Diva got a bigger role that time. She played the madam. And that time it was directed by my late great mentor, Willie Judson. And this past year, we were supposed to remount the play. It was going to be produced by my cousin, Dennis. And we were supposed to remount it at Shade 710, but Rona had something else on her mind. So now we had to postpone it to 2021. Probably depending on what's happening with Rona, and if people start having reactions to the vaccine, it might be 2022, so who knows? But it's coming. So the remount of The Call is coming.
Whenever it is, I know it's going to be fabulous, and I already know that I'm going to have a part in it, and I'm just super excited. So you mentioned Dennis, and for those who don't know, Dennis Wilson is your cousin. You guys are first cousins, and you were one of the first ones in the city of Buffalo to start the dinner plays down at the 550, and again, I was a part of that, and so many other greats, such as Peter Johnson, Jamel and Sally, Terry King. I was able to meet those people through you. So talk about the dinner plays, and will you be bringing those back? And how did you get started with that?
Yeah, the dinner theater came about My cousin had the 550 at the time on 550 Genesee, and we were looking for. He told me, I got the space. I saw it, and I was like, man, what if we could be able to do some theater here, do some dinner theaters? Because I've always heard about dinner theater. I think I went to, I know I went to Paul Robeson Theater. Was my first experience with dinner theater because I was doing the play, one of my first plays at the Paul Robeson Theater, Ned's Garden. We did, after the play, they would have dinner in the vestibule area. So I took that format and said, all right, let's do it, but instead of it being after the play, let's have them eat while the play is going on. So, we did that at the 550. The first one we did was Touched by an Angel. That was directed by my late mentor, Willie Justin. Hugh Davis was in it. Chanel White, Jasmine Ramos, and India Moss, and that was a sold-out show. It went really well. The food was great. At the time, Mr. Bones had catered it, and then we did a follow-up one when we did Peter Williams, and that was the one that Diva, actually she got kids after that, but one of the other biggest ones was the Peter Williams, So Fierce Peter Williams, starring Barry Williams and Diva and Pete, and it's just wonderful, man. We actually brought in the stage, and shout out to DJ Corey, he helped us get in contact with Indigo so we could bring a stage in there, and we did it, man. It was a great show. It was a long play, but it was hilarious, especially the roast session. Like, it was just amazing, man. So the dinner theaters was popping. We continued to do them. Then we ended up start doing some. Actually, my first dinner theater, I'm sorry, I'm going to go back, was at the Steel Drum, which is now 1412 Main Street, but it was a Steel Drum. And we did an Underground Railroad tour dinner theater. This was back when I was working with Kevin Trail, doing the Underground Railroad tour. So, just trying different things, and really worked. It was very successful. We did dinner poetry and everything, man. And so once the 550 ended, the last place we did a dinner theater at was the Metropolitan. And that was for our play FBE. And shout out to Stowe, T. Brown, Alfonso, Ayana, the whole team, man. Ebony Pace was in that show as well, Sherry Singletary. We had a great cast, and that was a remount as well. So, it's been great, man. God is good, man.
Yes, He is.
A blessing to be able to been doing this almost 20 years as far as theater itself, but also producing, going on 14 years now, our own productions. So it's just been great. Shout out to my wife, who's always been there. My mom, my brother, my family for support, and of course you, Diva. You done bought out a few dinner theaters, brought the crew down. Nicole and them would come through, and it's just a blessing. And another thing before you go on, because I ain't gonna take over your show, but I want to give a shout out and rest in peace too to my main man. He came through, Brother Jay, came through, seen what we was doing, and was like, yo, man, I want to do photography at your wedding. He was my photographer at the wedding. He gave an excellent job with the pictures. He even collaborated with us with the Metropolitan, with the dinner theater, him and his wife at the time. So, rest in peace to him. But yeah, great team. Everybody that I've ever met through Diva, I always was able to work with on another level and continue to do things. So that's what it's about.
Awesome, Phil. You know what? I could just let you go on and on because you have so much to talk about, and you've helped so many people, including myself. And like you said, DJ Corey, you and your wife. You mentioned your beautiful wife. We call her China. We know it's Tara, but we call her China. She is an actress. And when I tell you she is phenomenal, you do the LMAO funny skits, and she plays 5 or 6 different people. And so how do you guys work together and collaborate? How does that work? And then from being silly and funny for the camera to actually, being serious as husband and wife.
It's definitely, the funny thing is we funny as silly as husband and wife too at times. Like, there's been times where we would have legit arguments, and she's just so funny and witty that I would just bust out laughing in the middle of the argument because she's just that funny. And then that would kind of break the argument, like, what you laughing for? Well, you funny, man. Like, she just got that gift. And every idea that I've ever had, whether it's the plays or the Daddy's Girls Club or it's film, I always run by her first. She's always my first line of defense. She'll tell me, all right, yeah, anything I want to do, she'll support, but she gives me her honest opinion on everything. And with the sketch comedy, we did that. And you was part of our first one that we did back at the 552, and it's just so good to have laughter, man. With
It
everybody
is.
going through all this pain and everything else, even during the pandemic, me, her, my cousin Ray, his wife Tanika, and my friend Aaron, we were doing the sketch comedy, and we reached out to some of our friends to be a part of it. Do cameos here and there to do different things. As we're doing it, Donna was a part of it too, and it's just one of those things, man, where you have to keep yourself busy, especially as a married couple. We got two young ones. My two older kids, they're out the house, so it's just us and the boys, and they're both homeschooled right now. And I was blessed to be able to work from home with Canisius.
Right.
So just navigating that, that was a whole thing, and it's been great though. I
Awesome.
really thank God for 2020 in the midst of everything I lost. My mentor Lorna Hill this year. Last year I lost Willie. I also lost Harold this year. So within a matter of a year, all the people, not all of them, but majority of the people that molded me left. You know what I mean? Even my
Yeah.
mentor Paula Harris, is no longer at the Paul Robeson Theater, and she was my original mentor.
Right.
So
I was
this
gonna
kind of was like
get to that. You took a loss with a lot of people these past couple of years. Who's mentoring you now, or are you doing the mentoring? Because I know you have Eliminate Theater, and you teach people how to act. And I know it's COVID, so that's kind of hard. But who are you being mentored by, or what's going on with that? Because you did lose so many of your great mentors.
Yeah, it's a combination of a lot. Bernice Turner has always been. We used to do the actors workshops together, acting classes at 1412 Main Street with her and Willie. So she's a mentor of mine in the theater world. Paulette is still a mentor from afar. I reach out to Paulette every once in a while, not as often as I used to, but she's always going to be a mentor of mine. Mary Craig was another mentor of mine. We actually honored them and Miss June Dool in 2014. We did a Lemonade Awards that you hosted,
Yes, I did.
and we honored them. And that's one thing that I always believe in, giving people their flowers while they're here.
Yes.
My brother is a great mentor to me. My brother James, he's just my rock, man. He's part of the company with me, and he's always there. And of course, my wife too. Sometimes you need somebody to just keep it real with you. Sometimes when you think, "Oh, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be it," baby, slow down.
She's that.
Think about it.
She's
This is
that
what you really
calm.
want to do.
We
I
need
that.
that.
And of course, my mom.
Right.
My mom, Lisa Davis, man. My mom has always been my rock. Always been my first mentor, I would say. I can call on my mom, and she's the one that really instilled God in me. I grew up at Humboldt, and my dad was Mr. Music over there, but my mother really instrumental about me getting serious about God. So, I definitely got to make sure that I shout her out, and my dad as well. My dad, me and him, gotten closer during this time too. He's of that age where you got to worry about him. So, I've been in communication with him a lot more often than I used to be. So, overall, I would say family, friends, mentor. You're a mentor of mine too. I mean, I'm so proud of what you're doing right now, Diva.
Thank you.
You've always been destined to do something like this. You know what I mean? And I'm
Thank
so glad that you are doing this. You and Corey, when you guys are doing the quarantine, that's what it's about, man. It's about always giving. You gotta give. You gotta give in order to get. It's just a blessing to see so many of my friends, so many people that started with us doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Everybody, man. I'm just appreciative of everybody what they got going on.
You're absolutely right, Phil. I mean, again, you and your wife are just absolutely awesome because you bring everybody together. And like I said, a lot of the people who I met through you, and we still have a connection. So, Phil, tell me, what would you tell someone who is trying to become an actor or actress? Because I know for me, I love to talk, and I just felt like, oh, I got this. But, you you actually showed me what it was like. You know, there's corners, there's lighting, there's all different types of things that come with acting. You didn't just get up on the stage and just talk. Talk to the people who are looking forward to, you know, probably becoming an actor or actress.
I would definitely say look into classes. Um, you know, whether it's mine or not, you want to look into class because one thing that I learned from my mentors, the worst thing you can do as an actor, get up there on stage and don't know what you're doing. It's going to stick out like a sore thumb. And if you're not open to criticism or if somebody just that discipline it takes to be an actor. You know, everybody thinks all I got to do is get up there, say a couple of lines. It's a lot more than that. So I would definitely say find some training, look at do some study of yourself. YouTube has just about everything. You can find so many things on YouTube for free. You know, just to kind of give you some basics, and then again find somebody go to Ujima, go to Parvovas Theater. You know, see what classes they're offering. Support your own. You know what I mean? Especially, you know, for black and brown people, those are the places I would send you to. Ujima Theater and Parvovas Theater. I think Parvovas Theater right now isn't really doing anything. I think they're on break right now, but I know Ujima is still working virtually right now. So I would definitely reach out to those companies. And again, of course, you know, we do our classes as well through Scope TV. So, you know, just find somebody and find a mentor. More importantly, that's what anything. Once you get in something, find somebody that's willing to invest in you. So that way, once you get good and you know you train and everything else, you can pass it down to somebody else.
Right. And the one thing that you did touch on is being able to take criticism and listen. And I can definitely speak for myself as far as you have to listen to those who know. And I'm speaking of the late, great Willie Hudson. We bumped heads in a good way, but you put me to the side and you told me he knows what he's doing. You have to listen. If you listen to him, you'll be phenomenal. And once I took that step and I listened, because he had a different way of training, he had a different way of teaching, but one of the baddest ones that would ever be around. And once I took those notes and I did what you told me to do and I did what he told me to do, it just became natural and I enjoyed every second of it. So thank you for that. You know, so again, listen and be open to criticism, because they're only just going to give you what you need to be the best that you can be. So you mentioned Canisius College. What do you do over there?
I'm a counselor with the Academic Talent Search Program. I started off as a math tutor, and now I've been a counselor with the program for the past going on 5 years. And pretty much what we do is we recruit students grades 6 to 12 in Buffalo Public Schools that are low income or first generation students. And, you know, we offer them tutoring, mentoring, take them on different trips. We do an annual HBCU college tour, everything paid for, flight, hotel, food, all that. And, you know, it's just been a great program. And see a lot of our alumni is doing awesome things. You know, once they get out of their schools, they go on to college and network. And that's why I tell any young person who's, you know, hesitant about college, if you can go for free, go.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't tell anybody, you know, take out no loans to go to college. In this day and age, me honestly, it depends on what you're trying to do. You should do some research on your field to know if college is necessary for that specific field. But the beautiful thing that college does is it introduces you to more people.
Right.
The more people you know, the more you can network. The bigger your network, the bigger your net worth. So that's what I would advise young people. But I love it, man. You know, a shout out to, that's another mentor of mine, Ms. McCaffrey. She's the director of the program, and she just got the heart to go see what she, her direction and what she does to give back to these youth that are going through right now, especially with this virtual situation that they're stuck in. You know, we've been offering virtual services and spending a lot of, you know, resources to try to get them active, you know, bringing in different celebrities, bringing in educational speakers, all that kind of stuff to try to keep them engaged, keep them encouraged, teaching them things that they wouldn't learn in school, you know, about how to budget, how real estate, investing, all those kind of things. So that's what we do.
That is awesome. Now, do you tutor as well? I remember you used to do some tutoring. Are you still tutoring?
yes, I still do my private math tutoring. I have a few clients that I work with every week, and one thing that I'm doing now is I'm training my son. My son is 8; he'll be 9 on New Year's, and he's 3 years advanced in math. So he's actually doing math on the 6th grade level right now, and so I'm
Whoa.
training him how to, with his brother, how to tutor, how to train, so that way he can make him some money, tutoring as well. So
Wow.
those are like again, I can't take credit for it. It's all God. Like, I've been blessed to have a wonderful wife and a family that can not only just take care of a child, bring a child in this world, but give something to them. You know what I mean? Teach them how to read, teach them how to write. My 4-year-old is doing 1st grade work. You know what I mean? And he's
Awesome.
doing it proficient. I taught him and his brother now. They know how to download attachments on the computer. They know how to send emails. They know how to do all that stuff. So that way, there'll never be a situation where they can't make money. They'll be able to do all that stuff.
Well, I'm going to be calling them up to teach me some things. That is awesome. So I know that you're teaching them how to do that and how to make money. What about acting? Are you pushing them to act, or are you just going to let
They
them
have a
make
show
their own decisions?
already. They both had a show since, well, actually, I'll tell you this. Little Phil, first appearance, he was 3 years old in Daddy's Girls Club.
Okay.
And David's first appearance was in Daddy's Girls Club when he was 2. So they've already been in a series. They've been in movies. They both have their own YouTube show. They have a show coming to Amazon Prime soon too. They have their
Wow.
show on Scoble TV. So they got it. And Philip is more of a director. Like he can see. He's very meticulous. Like he can see. We were watching a movie yesterday, and he can catch the continuity. Like there was a clock in the background that said 11:15, and then the next scene that said 10:50. He was like, something happened with the time. I was like,
Now that's
wow.
good.
He
That
caught
is
that. So he's got
good.
that eye. He's always watched me, even when I'm editing. He's learning how to edit now. He watches me do everything. So that way he knows how to do it. And David is the same way. David learns from him. He learns from everybody. He's more of one of those learners that he likes hands-on approach. Philip would rather do homeschool. He already told me. He said, I'm good. You send me my work, I'll knock it out. Like he's doing coding now. So it's funny how they had the same parents, but they learn different.
Different. And you know what? That's awesome. They're doing great. Kudos to you and the wife. So now we have to talk about Schoolvo TV.
Oh, boo.
Let's talk about it.
Yes, Scoble TV, man. That's another blessing. Shout out to my partners, Corey and Jimmy. It just was an idea that I had, right after we had originally had a Netflix deal for Daddy's Girls Club. And it was supposed to be a 2-year contract. But after 2 years, they have to, review to see if they want to keep it on or whatever. And the company that I had went through to get the deal, they went under. So when they went under, all of the shows that were through them went away. So even before that, because Daddy's Girls Club, Scoble came before Daddy's Girls Club was supposed to launch on Netflix. I one day just woke up thinking about Daddy's Girls Club, and we're doing screenings and stuff like that, and excited about the Netflix deal. But then something in my head was like, "Yo, so what happens after 2 years? What if not enough people watch it? If it's back to the drawing board? Then you got to try to find another project to put out there." And I started to get real depressed, and I just heard God say, "Read." And I started off reading on Netflix at first to try to find out their matrix, how do they keep shows on, and I ended up finding information about the industry and how much money was being poured into streaming, and how many companies were starting to make that transition, and that if you had your own network, you'd be in a better situation because then you don't have to worry about if somebody picks your stuff up. And so that turned into a conversation with my wife,
Okay.
and it turned into a conversation with my brother, then it turned into a conversation with my partner Corey, and then it was on and popping from there. So between me and Corey, we had over 10 hours of content already. So he's like, we're going to put all of our content on this network. Go to our friends that we know that do film and try to get them on board and build a network from it. So started in January 2018. Now going almost 3 years now. 2021 will be 3 years. We went from 10 hours of content to 156 hours of content on the network right now.
That is awesome. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you, Phil. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Listen, you know what? We're winding down on the time. I cannot let you go without you doing a Felipe for me. You got to give me Felipe. Give me some Felipe.
All right. All right, listen, Father Mothers. Now, what I'm going to tell y'all right now, don't be El Chapo and Milk and Magnesia. Y'all make sure y'all El Soporto the La Diva. You know what I mean? Because she out here doing this for two. She's doing this for two. So it don't make no sense, though, for you not to go ahead and support her. So if you don't support her, you're being El Disrespecto. And you heard that from the smoothest Father Mother this side of the Erie Canal, Felipe DeVisi.
Oh, thank you so much. You knew I had to have some Felipe. I love you, Phil Davis. I really appreciate you. And when I tell you that I'm super proud of you, I'm super proud of you. Keep doing what you do. And like you said, to support me, support him also. Let's just support each other because that's the only way we're going to make it. I tell you. Thank you for your time. I know you're busy. God bless. You done Christmas shopping? Are you finished with your Christmas shopping?
Oh, yeah, I've been done, man. I did the online this year. I said I ain't taking no chances. I ain't going nowhere. Did it online, got it out the way.
Well, God bless. Give the family my love, and I appreciate you so much. Thanks for stopping by and sharing your talents and everything that you're doing and will continue to do. God bless you. And
God bless you too.
Thank you, Phil. To my studio audience and to everyone watching, thank you so very, very much for your time every Tuesday. We appreciate it here at DAP TV. I definitely appreciate it here on the Diva Talk Show. If you are interested in being a guest on the Diva Talk Show, reach out to me, and you can reach out to me on my Facebook page, send me a message, or you can reach out to me at divalat2000 at yahoo.com. Again, Diva T2000, that's TEE, at yahoo.com. Listen, next week, it's just me. I won't have any guests. It's going to be you as my guest. I'm going to put the information out. The topic is, let's talk about it. It's Divas Roundtable. So be prepared because it's going to be a show like no other. But until next time, wait a minute. Can't go without my coffee mug. Tonight, this one says, my mom forever, never apart, maybe in distance, but never at heart. That's for my baby girl, of course. One of the first mugs that she gave me when she went away to school. But she's home today. So thank you, Diamond baby girl. Listen, as I say always, if you're not happy, you can't make anyone else happy. So make sure you find your happy space. And also make sure you return next week. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining. Have a great night.